It's truly humbling. I can't say much. I mean, how touched I am. You know, the people who spoke here, people who have come here, each one of you, I know that you've come for me. You've come for the industry, and also the fact that we have a connection, that we are here. And today, when we talk about the industry and where the industry is, I think this is where our connection is, and that's where you get strength from. I will definitely talk about my journey, but first of all, I must thank. Before I thank, actually, I want to remember, people we lost this year. First, Piyush Pandey. And I deeply miss him today. And God bless him where he is. We also lost Ram Sehgal. And we also lost Neil French. So I want to start first remembering these people. And then thank 305. Mr. Swami, when you called me, I know how genuine the call was. So thank you, Mr. Swami, Jaideep, Shashi, PK, and Sudesh, who is always there with his now bit of poetry also. And I think the past recipients who are here, Sam, I think Ramesh is here. Ramesh, yes. And I think both of you on the stage, you've won. And I have been there for award shows. I think Madhukar, I remember reading the poetry. Shalini, we are missing today, but thank you for changing your flight and coming. My family is here. Very rarely that my family, we really come to the industry functions together, but they are here. Both my sisters, Kaumudi and Malshri, and my nephew, Arastu here. My daughter, who's just come back, she's studying in London, she's just come, and now she's jet lagged, but she's here with us, and both my brother-in-laws here, Anup, very dear friend also, lovely human being, and Mohit, who's part of the industry, someone of very talented and respected industry name, and my wife, of course, my support system, someone who has always who's been bearing the brunt of being with me. So, thank you all of them that they're here. There are friends here. I really, whenever I see, I will acknowledge, and if I don't, please. But I know all of you here deeply humble me and make me feel that I probably would have done something right somewhere. That it is not that it is, Mr. Khandekar, you here, after a long time I'm seeing you. So my friend Partho spoke from heart. I mean, he wrote in the morning, and then I got to read that and what he said, and genuinely coming from where our connection is. When I talk about my journey, and Sonal will understand, he comes from Uttarakhand. मैं अपने आप को आप जब किसी नदी के किनारे जाते हैं पहाड़ों में, तो आपको पत्थर पड़े मिलते हैं वहाँ पे, और ऐसे पत्थर होते हैं कि आप हाथ लगाएं तो ऐसा लगता है कि किसी ने इनको बहुत तराशा है बैठ के. किसने तराशा उनको ठोकरों ने तराशा है. वो लुढ़कते हुए आ रहे हैं, टकराते हुए आ रहे हैं, और इवन आउट होते चले जा रहे हैं, और आपके हाथ में लगते हैं. आपको लगता है, अरे किसने इस पत्थर को तराशा. मैं ऐसा ही एक लुढ़कता हुआ पत्थर हूं, जो उत्तराखंड के पहाड़ों से लुढ़कता हुआ यहां तक पहुंच गया, और मुझे उन्हीं ठोकरों ने तराशा है, उन्हीं अनुभवों ने तराशा है. Both my parents, a lot of people talked about my different sort of interests in life. One, I did a job an artist, doing a job. And also I kept on writing and pursuing. But Govind knows this, we have spoken about this. Thank you for being here. I had very, very rich childhood. Though both my parents were musically trained, but my father was an education officer, a civil servant, and my mother was a pure artist. So I had loving parents, very, very loving parents, and my sisters also have gone through the same. And when you have such loving parents, you can't be rebellious. I can't rebel against loving parents. I can't take my guitar out and go out and say, I will prove them wrong. Who is there to prove wrong? They are for you. So I had to manifest both of them. My father wanted order for me. My mother wanted effervescence for me. And I tell you, I found advertising. This is where, during MBA, the Philip Kotler's chapter on advertising did the trick for me. It told me that there is something possible here where there will be a balance where both my parents would be happy about what he's doing. इसके पास नौकरी भी है और दूसरी तरफ से मेरी माँ ये कहती कि वो जो हमेशा गाती रहती है, जो she's a composer, she would have no interest in, and it is a very, very, that lovely father I had, never expected my mother to the regular mother. I had an artist mom who was be very, very keen to go to AIR studio. She was a singer there and sing, and I wanted to imbibe both. And advertising, I'm so thankful that allowed me to deliciously poise myself into these two worlds. I was already published when I came to Trikaya Grey. And I was, the people I worked under, and very few people know actually, उस समय संदीप गोयल मैनेजर थे और मेरे प्यारे मित्र और वरिष्ठ नकुल चोपड़ा यहाँ बैठे हैं. इनको तो याद भी नहीं होगा कि कौन कहाँ आया है, बट मैं ट्रेनी था त्रिकाया ग्रे में under Freddie and Naved, where I first learned that, how I can write copy. कविताओं की किताब मेरे पास थी, लेकिन कविताएं उस उम्र में सच बताऊं तो मुझे लगता था सिर्फ रिश्तेदार और दोस्त आपकी कविताएं पढ़ते. And people don't buy poetry. They want it like fresh air and water. होनी चाहिए, अच्छी चीज है, लेकिन खरीदता कौन है? So there was a real, question that what you would do with that. And at that time, what I realized, हमको इस इंडस्ट्री में कभी एक चीज नहीं भूलनी चाहिए. We're all kind of drifters in this profession. हम ढूंढते यहाँ आए. We are vulnerable people. We are fundamentally very, very vulnerable people. When a creative person tells you a story, be patient, be kind, because that person is exposing something very personal to you. That person has taken something from his own life and had a courage to bring it out as a short story form in front of you. It could be his family, his friends, his relationship, something. Be patient. They are vulnerable, and I think that vulnerability is the strength of our profession. If we become well-rounded as a profession, clients will stop coming to us because they are well-rounded. We are vulnerable, and that's how it works. And vulnerability is what connects with the consumer. Vulnerability is what makes you connect. So you will find that somehow, if that is something we miss in becoming mammoth and big, I think that's the crux of our profession. I think after that I joined Ogilvy because I was a bilingual person, and Prahlad talked about it. Thank you, Prahlad, for what you said. But there was a danger, Prahlad, that people who are bilingual like me, actually bilingual का मतलब है कि हिंदी भी जानता है. और हिंदी अच्छी जानता है. बाइलिंगुअल का मतलब ये नहीं कि हिंदी और अंग्रेजी जानता है. Actually, it means that the guy knows Hindi. And there is a danger that those days that you would be pushed as someone who will be stereotyped as Hindi. में जब कोई ब्रांड होती है, हिंदी ब्रांड्स भी होती थी उस समय, अब तो नहीं होती, और उसमें हिंदी ब्रांड, ये हिंदी ब्रांड है भाई. And then it will come to you and your portfolio and your work will become very, very linear in nature. And that's not what I meant when I started writing. Because when I was exploring, yes, I was using Hindi as poetry medium, but I was not exploring very few subjects. I was exploring everything. So it could have, and that's the time I found O&M, where you had Suresh Malik and Piyush Pandey, whom I am indebted to that I learned from them. And I was lucky, and Kinu is here. I hope he's here, and we were talking about it before. Suresh Malik is the one I owe a lot, because, and Vibha Desai and me, a few days back, were talking about it, that he used to seek me out. And he used to, I don't know, he took special interest in teaching me, and he told me that, listen, all these things you hum and sing and all that, these things are your strength. You can brief music directors with this. You know the rag. Why don't you? So he taught me how to actually use something which I already have. The fact that you know the difference, कि दिल ढूंढता है फिर वही क्या है और जी ढूंढता है फिर वही क्या है. क्योंकि जब किसी का जी करता है तो वो दिल नहीं करता है, वो जी करता है. There is one fine word difference. जी ढूंढता है फिर वही फुर्सत के रात दिन, या दिल ढूंढता है फिर वही फुर्सत के रात दिन. मुझे अंबिया खाने का जी कर रहा है. दिल और जी में फर्क, ये नुआंस. सुरेश told me that you have this and we need this in this profession. He told me that you know music, you need this in this profession, utilize it. And he taught me like a son. And Piyush, only thing Piyush will tell me that you write well, but तुम ज़्यादा लिखते हो, कम लिखो. Economics of writing, Piyush Pandey taught me. That कम शब्दों में अपनी बात, लोगों के पास टाइम नहीं है. And you need to make it pithy, concise. And I practice it with him. So I'm indebted to him as well. Neil French, on the other hand, used to come and again he taught me a lot, spent a lot of time with him. But he would come, contrarian point of view. Long copy is not dead, keep writing long. So I had these two people talking contrarian. But I think immensely powerful, learned a lot. Sanjeev Lamba actually hired me, and Rajesh Rai. These are the people in the beginning. I owe this to them that they let me be in Ogilvy. And there was a language person there. I must acknowledge him. God bless him wherever he is. Sati Chandran, who, adopted me like a son. Used to sit in Ogilvy Chandewala office, and I would get confused sometime and go to him. He was an old man, but really held my hand like a father. Ye profession aisa hai, and he will tell me. He was a retired person who was heading the language department. I met a great friend, Zap, there, and we really hit off well. So I remember him also today. And I met my life partner in Ogilvy. So I am indebted to Ogilvy in that way also, that I met Aparna there. And later on, I think the people, Partho, of course, I met there. Bobby, sitting here, great friend of mine, writing wonderful. I'm in the middle of writing the forward for his book. He's writing wonderful stuff. He's writing. So there's a lot to come from Bobby, and you will see it in future. So Bobby, I met there. Sonal I met. Go a long way. I wish we had met even earlier, because we hail from the same place. Anil Bathwal, I remember meeting, and great time with Anil. Kosti, again, I remember meeting there. Kamal Basu, who's here, who's again fortunately working, we are working again. Uh, and Madhukar is here, Madhukar Sabnavis, I met there, Madhukar and Farida is such kind couple. No, you don't get kinder people in this world than them. मतलब ऐसी वृक्ष है जिसकी सिर्फ छाया देना आता है, उसमें से कोई टूट के नारियल कभी आपके सर पे नहीं गिरेगा. So this is the kind of people they are, and I'm really lucky. Ajay Kakkar was there, and I hope he's not here today, I think, but great people. Hi, great. So I think great people I met here, and what I learned is, देखिए एक बीज जो है, बीज is programmed है, seed is a programmed thing. The potential is in the seed. But the potential of becoming a tree cannot be realized without that sunlight, without the wind, without the पानी खाद जो उसको मिलता है वो नहीं मिले. और ओगिलवी में मुझे वो खाद और वो पानी मिला जिससे मेरे बीज के अंदर का जो पोटेंशियल था वो अनलॉक हो सकने की स्थिति में आया. And I started experimenting with songwriting there. A lot of people ask me that, you do parallel professions. I don't want to be a frustrated creative person. I always want to express myself in whichever way I feel. So I express myself. I wrote Silk Route की उस समय album लिखी, अब के सावन, मन के मजीरे, बहुत सी चीजें लिखी. Because for me there is no difference between writing a song or writing, अब आप कहें उम्मीदों वाली धूप, sunshine वाली आशा, poem है कि song है. And same time I write for तारे ज़मीं पर तू धूप है झमसे बिखर, ऐसा हम लोग बना देते हैं, ये गाना है, ये जिंगल है. फॉर मी इट्स प्योर एक्सप्लोरेशन विच आई फॉलो विद माई इंस्टिंक्ट, एंड माई इंटरेस्ट दे फीड ऑन ईच अदर, दे एनरिच मी, they let me whistle and hum with life. They don't make me a frustrated creative person who's feeling that काश मैं ये कर पाता. क्यों नहीं कर रहे हो? सामने कलम है, खाली पन्ना है, करिए आप. See, the difference, only one difference is there between advertising, writing and poetry. Advertising में मुझे ये पता है मुझे कहाँ पहुँचना है. I know my destination. In poetry, the destination is explored. So that's the difference, and I enjoy both. And then I'll come to McCann chapter. I know it's a long thing, but I have to say, and because there's some names I have to really thank. I think from heading creative in Ogilvy, Mumbai, which was the most happening office at that time, when I was presented with this opportunity to come and, work in McCann and turn it around creatively, I had a little bit of tension in my head. And the thought came to my mind is, जब सितार जो है, उसको भी तो कसना ही पड़ता है, tension तो होता ही है. Tension creates music. Over tension will break the wire. Less tension will make it limp. But the right amount of tension will create music. And that's what I tried to do in McCann. जो मुझे strings मिले थे, उनको मैंने छेड़ना शुरू किया. I'm very thankful to Santosh Desai, whom I met there and partnered in strategy. Surab Mistry was there, Nikhil Nehru was there, Chinta was there, Sanjay Nayak was there. I was trying to reach out to him, and Govind Pandey is there, who really partnered and helped and advised. So he's an eternal father anyway. So you cannot but become a child with him. Okay, so that's that's Govind for you. Manoj Singh was there, Govind. I miss him. He's no more with us. Dilip was there. And Ashish is here, Ashish Chakravarti. Really, twice we worked together, and what a wonderful creative person and a human being he is. I've really been lucky to work with him. Pratik was there. Partho again, whenever in doubt, reach out to Partho. So that's what I always do. Ashish Khajanchi. Pradyumna is here. One of the most wonderful creative people I met. And we really had great partnership and still have. Rahul was there, Rahul Matthew, Puneet Kapoor, Akshay was here. I know how many of them are here, Rahul, Akshay, but they're really, really lovely partners. I mean, I can't imagine that my life would have been anything without these people. And Puneet, and Ramanuj, Denzel, and Raghu and Manish. And I don't know who, I think I saw Manish here. Abhinav, Jitendra Dabas, who was, I don't know whether here or not, but again, great partnership, great work we did together. Many brands, I mean, I keep on going, Parachute, Saffola, Tata, Coke, Dettol, Nestle, Nescafe, ITC, Dabur, Britannia, Perfetti. I have a little love for and weakness for murmur brands. What I call murmur brands is जिनके पास कम है या शुरुआत कर रहे हैं या अभी बहुत बड़े नहीं हैं. मुझे लगता है कि ढोल की आवाज में बांसुरी कहीं सुनाई नहीं देती है. और अगर ढोल का शोर है तो बांसुरी सुनने के लिए थोड़ा माहौल बनाना पड़ता है. बांसुरी सुनने के लिए आपको कहना पड़ता है चलो उस पहाड़ के उधर कोने में बैठ के आपकी बांसुरी सुनते हैं, क्योंकि ढोल का शोर में आप बांसुरी नहीं सुन सकते. सो द ब्रांड्स विच आर गेटिंग कंप्लीटली लॉस्ट in the shore, I really have special love. And Perfetti is one such brand. Nikhil is here and he spoke so beautifully, and he's been there since very long time. We connected then and then he became CEO and went out to become a big man, and he's back in India now. But since then, Perfetti brands were special. That is Happydent, Alpenliebe, Chlormint. Dadu is here, who played such a big role in many of those brands. Thank you, Dadu, for coming. And Ram Madhwani, I mean, he came here and spoke in Hindi, and Ram is amazing. I mean, there are very, very few Rams, He can outshine himself. Every time I see him, he has broken the mold and a different Ram in front of you. Amita and Ram have been great friends and really been a strength for me. And as he said that, we connect beyond, and Happydent or whatever work we have done, it could not have happened without him. It's impossible to do it without him. Nobody else can do it. Just him. And I think in Perfetti, there were AKD. I must take few names today and take your time. इतना आपको पकड़ा नहीं. वैसे देखिए, मैं बिल्कुल भी ये सब नहीं करता. मैं कवि हूँ. मैं तो लोगों को पकड़ के कविता सुनाता अभी तक, और उसके लिए हम लोग छोड़ते नहीं हैं. लेकिन आज मेरा काम कुछ और है. Today I have to thank you. Otherwise I wouldn't have left you without giving you 10 poems, और जाने नहीं देता आपको मैं. But this is also poetry of this career, and 3 Years of I has given me this opportunity to actually, जिसे हिंदी में भावोद्गार कहते हैं, कि अपनी बात कह दूं उन लोगों को, इनको याद रखता हूं. In the client, I mean, Shripad is here, and Shripad is very dear. I couldn't have been where I am without his support and partnership. Wonderful work we did together. Now we heard Suresh, heard Vinita, I think Varun after that, KK, Hemant you heard, Mohit you heard. A lot of people I really owe my journey to. The filmmakers, Ram, Dadu, Pradeep Sarkar is not with us. A lot of work I did with Pradeep Da. I miss him a lot. Another very, very special. Dadu knows that how special he was for us, all of us. And Shujit Sarkar I saw Shujit today. Some of most wonderful work we did together with Shujit. He is a master craftsman. I mean, you've seen his work outside advertising also. So it's always a privilege to work with Shujit. Abhinay, Dev, Prahlad, though we work less, but amount of strength Prahlad gives you, amount of stature he gives to this profession is amazing. People know. I mean, लोगों को अगर advertising professional दिखाना हो film में, तो प्रहलाद कक्कड़ दिखाते हैं. Because he is quintessentially what our profession represents. Don't get Prahlad again. Vinil is not here, I think. Vinil is now done. Prasoon Pandey, I mean, Nokia work, the first film which I really got, which Partho talked about, got converted from a radio spot. And he is right. हमको जब हम बच्चे होते थे रेडियो स्पॉट आसानी से मिल जाता था और फिल्म लिखने के लिए लाइन लगती थी. So it was first done into a radio spot and then it was converted into a film. I think wonderful work. I don't want to get into the nuance of it, but I have a great story there, how Prasoon really lifted that film. Rajiv, Arun here, Rajesh is here, and both of them working with us, Arun Gopalan and Rajesh Sati, both working. Rajiv Menon, I mean, again, one of the great filmmakers we partnered with. I've been lucky to partner with musicians a lot. Be it A.R. Rahman in advertising, Shankar Mahadevan, Ahsan, Loy, Shantanu Moitra, Zuku. I don't know where Zuku is these days. What a great musician to work for an ad person. We are indebted to Zuku. And I was lucky to have worked with Vaidyanathan. I don't know how many people today remember, but Vaidyanathan in the amazing. Rekha is here. Thank you, Rekha. Great to see you. Learned a lot from Rekha Nigam. And, when I started writing, I was in Onam, Delhi. And from Ad Club, I received a call, some award I was winning. And Rekha Nigam was on the line and she said, "You wrote these Nokia spots." Wonderful. She made a call from there. And I was a young copywriter who's getting a call in Delhi office. "Tumhare liye phone aaya hai Ad Club se." The big deal, So that is what it meant to us. I think Hemant talked about the fact that I used to give a lot of options because I believe confusion is very good. I feel confusion is the space where you get ideas. The most fertility is in the time of confusion. Confusion is the liminal space where ideas they reside. Finality kills creativity. Confusion do give us, because it has potential. And that's the time we have to stay with confusion. And whenever I work with the creative team, I say, stay here. There will be another route. There will be another thing. We might be confused, but that's where the ideas are. So I always give options and believe in that. And I think real test of our agency, and I have always felt that, is in the time of crisis. Years back, Shumantro Ghoshal had asked me to deliver Subhash Ghoshal lecture, and it was about brands on fire and brands in crisis. I didn't understand that much at that time, but I was going through Coca-Cola's crisis, and we know how the pesticides controversy and I learned a lot at that time. That the brands at that time, how transparent they have to be, how confident, honest they have to be. Your real test is in the time of crisis. Maggie, Suresh actually wanted to come and he had to cancel. But at that time, when Maggie was going through the crisis, Nakul, that my simple thing to them is that you should communicate. You should remind the nation that you are a 100-year-old company. And you should talk to the mothers who are feeling cheated as if they have fed something wrong to their children. That transparency, that 100 years commitment, together we communicated. It was a multi-pronged approach. And that's the time we realized that real partnership comes to trust at these times. And if you fare well, then you build a brand. Air India, again, I face the fact that you have to bring out, and you would have seen now the campaign we are doing is trying to do that. And Sunil there, I think there is one thing is about writing culture and one thing is about creating culture. You can write culture or you can create culture. India is a very continuous civilization. So both you and me have spoken about this. People have, experienced all kinds of thoughts in this country. They might be lying latent, but they have existed here. So rather than being condescending and descending upon people and saying that आपको पता नहीं ये नई चीज हम आपके लिए लाए हैं, ढूंढिए कहीं कल्चर में वो चीज है तो नहीं पहले से. Is the thought already there? It's just that it's not been dialed up. So there is a difference when you just strike a cultural chord, you go there and find something and India is such a continuous civilization that a lot of thoughts which have occurred to people but not been fueled. So there is a difference between challenging people and saying, you don't know, you should think like that, then saying that you know, but you have forgotten. There is a different approach. I feel that striking that chord can make a big difference. Yes, I love being in the lexicon of people, dobara mat puchna, panch, or detail. I love doing that. But if you ask me what would I like to be born as, I would not like to be born as a creator. I want to be born as a creation. मेरा क्रिएशन और मेरे बीच की जो दूरी है वो कई बार मुझे खलती है. मैं अपना वो गीत बनना चाहूंगा जो लोगों के होठों तक पहुंचे. कई बार मुझे लगता है वो गीत कोई और है और मैं कोई और हूं. That oneness, 1 degree of separation from my creation, I don't like. I would like to be my own creation. So if possible, then I would like to be that. I would talk about just sum it up, what I think about the future. I think the future, and I've taken the new role and I look forward to that. I think the future is in collaboration. Future is in collaboration between humans and humans and technology. I think AI for me, is an ally, an extension, more than an expression. I think today, when you talk about synthograph and photograph, a photograph means a reality has to exist for a photograph. A synthograph means I have to have the imagination, the reality can be created. Now, a lot of time we have seen a lot of ideas have died because they were not presented well or not fleshed out well. I think AI will make sure that we don't see idea infanticide. We would see a lot of fleshed out things people would be able to present, and that's, I think, is a positive thing. I think a few points to be careful about, that when we call about unconventional and say AI will give us unconventional stuff, I think AI defines a big mass. For example, if you want to say, write about destination and travel, तो वो ये कह सकता है कविता में, सफर ही मंजिल है. Enjoy the journey. This is cliche poetry. This is cliche unconventional. I would never write that. I might write, सफर क्यों करूं जब मंजिल मुझ ही में रहती है. तो सफर ही क्यों करूं मैं. So I think there is a lowest common denominator of out of the box. AI can take you there. AI can take you the accepted unconventional, not unconventionally unconventional. That's the fear we have to figure out. AI also can cut down process. A lot of our creative people love process. The degree of separation between creator and the creation, I think that's also worries me. Hyper personalization पर मैं एक बात कहूंगा. We like hyper personalization, but ask yourself, does consumer want that much of familiarity? You have the data about the consumer. तो example आपको देता हूं. आप घर में बैठे हैं, कुछ 10-12 साल 15 साल से आपने गाना शुरू किया है, बड़ा अच्छा गाते हैं, आपके सारे दोस्त सोचते हैं बड़ा अच्छा गाता है, आज गाना सुनाया, आप गाना सुनाने जा रहे हैं, उस दिन आपका एक बचपन का दोस्त भी आके बैठा है वहां पे, वो आया हुआ है कहीं बाहर शहर से, तो आप गाने वाले हैं और आपके सारे ही नए दोस्त आपसे कह रहे हैं कि गाना सुनाया। पॉप्स आपसे कह रहा है गाना सुनाओ, आप गाने वाले हैं, आपका ये बचपन का दोस्त कहता है अरे तू तो यार गाने की क्लास में पीछे रहता था, ये कहाँ गाना ना कहाँ गाएगा, ये तो ही यूज्ड टू बी द लास्ट, बेसुरा आदमी है, ये तो बचपन में इसको क्लास से निकाल देते, अरे तू गाना आने लगा है। Now this is not required, this data is not required, this data is absolutely unnecessary. I was about to sing a beautiful song and for last 15 years I've been singing. Now आप ये 30 साल की पुरानी बात घसीट करके आपने तो मेरा कबाड़ा कर दिया. So is this excessive data? Is this unnecessary data? Is it required? Does consumer want this much of familiarity? Or consumer wants you to draw a line that know this much about me? And I think we as creative people, when we sit together, we know that line. Knowing too much might not be the solution. Knowing the right thing would be the solution. And who will draw the line? The last thing is about where are we anchoring when we saying AI is becoming so powerful? Where would we anchor AI? Who decides what is right, what is wrong? Which is when you are doing moment marketing, are you exploiting the vulnerable moments of the consumer's life? Who draws the line and says, no, this time this person is very vulnerable, we will not sell X product to this person at this time. And that can only happen through education and value system and ethics. Anton Chekhov's story I will end with, where Anton Chekhov's a story called Misfortune. The story has a woman who is married woman, and her husband has a friend who is interested in her, who likes her, but never approaches her directly. Tells the husband great, beautiful things, poetic things, and this husband is very innocent, transparent, goes and tells his wife that, kya batein karta hai wo, chand aisa hoga. And this woman is getting enticed. What a beautiful man. Ab batao aaj aise pehen ke kapde aaya aur fir isne aise gana suna diya. He is playing games with her. And there is one day this woman is completely enticed and taken by this man. And what Chekhov has intended, but I am elaborating, is that this woman seeks a meeting with this guy. Because directly he is not meeting. And she says, I am completely taken by you. I know what you're doing. I'm enchanted. But you know what? I'll go for the man I'm with. Because he has that innocence and love. You have manipulation. Now this call has come from anchoring the value system in some place. Where is that we are thinking AI is going to anchor us? So on the Chekhov story, I would finally say that yes, AI is great, but AI is all about what has been said, what Sunil said. I keep telling, that सबसे जो खूबसूरत चीज़ हमारी है कि the human being is about अव्यक्त, unexpressed. जो कहा जा चुका है वो डेटा में है, जो नहीं कहा गया, जो बाकी है वो हम में है, वो अव्यक्त. सबसे सुंदर गीत रचा नहीं गया है अभी तक, सबसे सुंदर ख्वाब देखा नहीं गया अभी तक, और वो ख्वाब ह्यूमंस देखेंगे, डेटा वो ख्वाब को रीसर्कुलेट कर सकते हैं। मुझे ह्यूमन पोटेंशियल पे ज़्यादा बिलीव है। एंड थैंक यू फॉर लिसनिंग टू मी एंड bear this thing. As Sudesh said, I had to recite a few lines. I will. Gayatri is here, so something from Satyamev Jayate, Mumkin Hai. This is a poem. And this probably also, दुष्यंत हम मेरे एक फेवरेट पोएट है, कहते हैं अभी आने वाला दिन कैसे होंगे, तो ये सब चल रहा है, एआई आ रहा है, टेक्नोलॉजी है, एडवर्टाइजिंग बदल रही है, तो कौन कहता सुराख आसमान में हो सकता नहीं, एक पत्थर तो तबीयत से उछालो यारो। बंजर धरती के सीने पर, अब सोचिए एक रेगिस्तानी धरती है, राम पॉप्स आपके लिए थोड़ा मतलब समझा रहा हूं। बंजर धरती के सीने पर पैर पटक के नन्हा अंकुर, राज, बंजर धरती के सीने पर पैर पटक के नन्हा अंकुर, एक हरी सी जिद पर उतरे मुमकिन है। बंजर धरती के सीने पर पैर पटक के नन्हा अंकुर, एक हरी सी जिद पर उतरे मुमकिन है। सूरज मुट्ठी के अंदर हो और दरारों से उंगली की झलक रोशनी फर्श पे बिखरे, मुमकिन है। रात अंधेरी किसी सड़क पर एक लैंप के नीचे कोई सपनों के पन्ने पलटाए और तकदीर पे हंसता जाए, मुमकिन है। एक मासूम सा कागज लेकर, एक मासूम सा कागज लेकर बना के कश्ती अरमानों की, एक सफर पे चलते जाना मुमकिन है। हाथ बढ़ाना बादल छूना और निचोड़ के एक बादल से होंठ भिगाना मुमकिन है। हाथ बढ़ाना, बादल छूना और निचोड़ के एक बादल से होंठ भिगाना मुमकिन है। एक सच्चे से सुर की उंगली थाम के बढ़ना और नवेली सरगम गाना मुमकिन है। बीचों बीच हथेली के एक नारंगी अंगारा रखना, रूह तलक फिर सुलगते जाना मुमकिन है। आने वाले कल की आहट दूर से सुनना और दरवाजे खोल के रखना, राह सजाना मुमकिन है। घने दरख्तों के साए में, घने दरख्तों के, when the good days are there, घने दरख्तों के साए में पतझड़ की तकलीफ सोचना मुमकिन है। खिली खिली सी धूप की रुत में सर्द रात की टीस सोचना मुमकिन है। एंड दिस इज वन नाइस एक्सप्रेशन आई फील, कि हम कहते हैं चांद पे एक बुढ़िया रहती है, बट हैव यू एवर एग्जामिन्ड हाउ शी इज? चांद पे जाकर बुढ़िया अम्मा का चेहरा हाथों में लेकर दर्द पूछना मुमकिन है। झील में जाकर उसके दिल की गहराई से खामोशी की वजह पूछना मुमकिन है। एक दीपक का तूफानों से आओ खेलें कहकर मस्ती में लहराना मुमकिन है। ख्वाब हजारों पर एक सपना मुमकिन है, मुमकिन है। थैंक यू।
बहुत बहुत बधाइयाँ प्रसून जी। किसी ने सच ही कहा है, जहाँ न पहुँचे रवि वहाँ पहुँचे कवि।